He didn't take her to Bali, but this changed everything. At first, it didn't look like anything was wrong. Richard had everything most people chase: the job, the title, the rhythm of a life that looked successful. But inside that rhythm, something was tightening, slowly, quietly, almost invisibly. Deadlines stacked, meetings stretched, evenings shortened, and somewhere in between, the space that once belonged to them started shrinking. Not gone, just replaced by urgency, by responsibility, by the constant of what's next. And Clara? She adapted, like she always did. Supportive, understanding, patient. But patience doesn't mean absence of need, it just means silence. That evening, Richard walked through the city. Same streets, same noise, same rush. But something felt heavier. Not the work, not the day. Something deeper. Because for the first time, he wasn't thinking about tomorrow. He was thinking about what he was losing today. And then, a voice. Not outside, inside. Familiar, steady. His grandfather's words. Romance doesn't just happen. He slowed down. The city kept moving, but he didn't. It takes creativity, a breath, and desire. And then the part that stayed. Being romantic is a decision. Richard stopped walking because that word, decision, hit differently. He hadn't stopped loving Clara, not for a second, but he had stopped choosing her in the small moments, stopped creating space, stopped being intentional. And that realization didn't feel comfortable. It felt necessary. So instead of going home to his laptop, instead of preparing for another day, he made a different choice. A simple one, but a powerful one. He chose her. Not tomorrow, not later, tonight. And suddenly, a memory surfaced. Soft, warm, alive. Bali, their honeymoon. The quiet, the stillness. The way time didn't feel like something to chase, but something to live inside. He remembered her smile, the way her shoulders finally relaxed, the way she closed her eyes and let herself be. That was the moment, not the place, not the luxury, the feeling. And that's when he understood. He didn't need Bali, he just needed intention. So he went home, not to rest, but to create. The apartment was quiet, still, waiting. Clara wasn't there yet, and for the first time in a long time, that silence became opportunity. He moved quickly, but not rushed, focused, intentional. The bathtub filled slowly, warm water rising, lavender bubbles dissolving into the surface, the scent spreading, soft, calming, familiar. Candles lit one by one, not perfectly aligned, not curated, just real. A towel placed in the dryer, a small detail, but meaningful, because comfort lives in the little things. And when everything was ready, he waited, not checking his phone, not thinking about work, just present. The door opened. Clara stepped in, tired, carrying the weight of her day quietly. And then, she paused, because something felt different. The light, the scent, the silence that didn't feel empty. "Richard?" she called softly. He walked toward her, not rushed, not distracted, present. "Tough day?" he asked gently. She nodded, a small exhale. And then he took her hand, led her forward. "Tonight," he whispered, "we're going back to Bali." She looked at him, confused, then curious, then something softer, because she understood, not the setup, the intention. She stepped into the bathroom, and everything slowed. The candles, the warmth, the scent of lavender wrapping around her like a memory. And suddenly, she wasn't in the city anymore. She was back there, back in that moment, back in that feeling. After the bath, he wrapped her in the warm towel. The kind of warmth that feels like care, not convenience. And then, his hands found her shoulders, slow, gentle, intentional. No rush, no distraction, just presence. And with every movement, the tension left, not just from her body, but from everything they hadn't said, everything they hadn't had time to feel, until now. Here's the truth. Romance isn't about doing something new. It's about remembering what once made you feel alive, and choosing to bring it back. Richard didn't change their life. He didn't escape the city. He didn't remove the stress. He just paused. And in that pause, he gave them something rare: presence, intention, connection. Because love doesn't fade from lack of feeling, it fades from lack of attention. And the moment you give it that attention again, it responds, it softens, it opens, it returns. Years later, they wouldn't remember every busy day, every meeting, every responsibility, but they would remember that night, the night he stopped rushing and started choosing. Because in the end, romance isn't about where you go, it's about what you recreate with the person who matters most, again and again and again.